Kale mnyonge ni mama.
Nataka energy fulani. Odhiambo, si ndio? Effie, Matilda, Nekesa, Okelo, Simon and Kenneth Ochi Omondi. Farming. Hao ni ukulima general.
Oyele yele, oyele yele, oyele yele, oyele yele, oya ya ya ya, oya ya ya ya, oya ya ya ya, oya ya ya ya.
With seeds of freedom, we are to stay. With seeds of freedom, we are to stay. With seeds of freedom, we are here to give hope. With seeds of freedom, we are to stay. With seeds of freedom, we are to give hope. With seeds of freedom, with seeds of freedom, we are to promote life.
Oyele yele, oyele yele, oyele yele, oyele yele, oya ya ya ya, oya ya ya ya, oya ya ya ya, oya ya ya ya. Mama, mama, come we do it. Mama, mama, come we do it. Papa, papa, come we do it. Papa, papa, come we do it. Hey, my brother, come we do it. Hey, my brother, come we do it. Hey, my sister, come we do it. Hey, my sister, come we do it.
Hey!
Oyele yele,
Oh yeah!
oyele yele,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
oya ya ya ya,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
oya ya ya ya,
Oh, 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 oh.
oyele yele,
Oh.
oyele yele,
Eh.
oyele yele.
Oh, le, le, le. Oh, oh, oh. With seeds of freedom, we're gonna make sure that those who are neglected are going to stand strong. Those who were thought will never achieve it, we're going to hold their hands and we're going to make it. Thank you.
Morning everyone. I'm John Omondi. On Facebook I'm called John Peter. And I come from Kitale, though our rural home is in Gemiala. And I've been involved in organic farming for the last 13 years. I trained as a facilitator, and I did a lot of agriculture in a place called Manhouse in Kitale. So I have been involved in helping farmers to turn their farms into business. We normally call it agro-business, agriculture for business. So we have been doing that all over Kenya. So we have been we train them on how they can dig first. We just don't give seeds, we train them on how to dig. There's a process called double digging. And when you do double digging, it should last for almost 15 years. So we normally go to a community, get people together, bring them, train them, and then we take them to the shamba, teach them how to dig, and then we give them seeds, and also we help them get the markets. We help them get the markets for their produces. So in organic farming, we do cabbages, kales, or the normal language is called sukuma wiki, and tomatoes. And the produce that we get from these farms, some of the farms, we use this we use these funds to help poor communities, as in Turkana, West Pokot, Ormas, in Tana River, and also in parts of Lamu and Kwale County. Another thing that we do under organic farming, we do poultry farming. And the poultry farming, we normally give 6 chicken. This involves 5 hens and 1 njogo to widows. These are widows. And after 6 months, we always go there to collect. We always collect from the widows or from the women who have received the 6 chicken. We normally get 5 from them. because we always tell them this is a seed that we have planted in your lives, and you have to work very hard for them to develop and give us back. Also, on the organic farming, we give them pumps, a money maker pump, and when we give a farm a money maker pump, the pump after 1 year will request that group that we are working with in the society to help us get another pump that we can take to another group elsewhere. And so through that we have reached over 100,000 families that we have reached. And when I met Leslie, it was like last year we chatted with her, and I went mute for some time, but from what we have been doing with her is that we have planted some farms, and these farms are going to help the Turkana people with foodstuffs. So we're gonna harvest in January, and we are going to take foodstuffs in Turkana. So, and also to add on farming, we normally help the community to do these local boreholes. We normally call them manual boreholes, because when you want to do a good farm, you must have your own water. You can't depend on rainwater. You must have a way of getting your own water. So we normally go to other places and help them to do a normal, or we call them manual boreholes. We have not gone to that capacity of doing those big boreholes that are done with the rigs and whatever, but we normally help them to do manual boreholes and also install a manual pump. And that the manual pump will always help with small irrigation in some of the fields that we plant. And that's what we do. Thank you.
Yes, to my fellow members from Canada and Kenya. Good morning. Yes, I'm Kennedy Okome. My Facebook name is it's just Kennedy Okome. Yeah, my part is poultry keeping, and these are some of my vision. The first one, my first vision is to create food for subsistence use and provision for vulnerable people within my society, such as elders, orphans, and widows. Our second vision is, or my vision, to create self-employment and for other people. As I am doing poultry keeping, I'm able to earn from it by selling eggs, selling poultry, and at the end of the day, I'll get something to put on table. Also, while doing that one, I'm able to employ some for assistance. As you know, poultry keeping is a very critical thing. It needs much attention. Now I can't make it alone. The other vision is to help in creation of the third issue is to avoid or to prevent laziness among the youth and widows. As you know, poultry keeping making us busy with our work. Now, by doing that, we are trying to avoid some lazy issues or antisocial issues. Then from that point, I'll go straight away to what I have achieved. By doing this project, I have been able to distribute soaps to the needy people. By doing this, by selling poultry, I use a third of my produce. I purchase some soap, or I make the liquid ones. Then I distribute to the vulnerable people in the society. And this one, you can also prove it from the page I've been posting there. Then another one is I've been able to distribute eggs, and I've been able to distribute eggs as a source of food to the needy people. Then my dreams and assistance. By 2021, I would like to be assisted by in purchasing an incubator. this will enable me to produce more and more chicken. And also I will help to be assisted in enlargement of poultry house, e.g. extending the structure. Another one in terms of food and medicine. In my conclusion, I have a group, and my group is Mabinyu traditional dancers. I represent them in this. In Mabinyu traditional dancers, we also perform several activities, e.g. entertainment and others. Otherwise, don't have much to say. Thank you and welcome.
I'm Alfonso Diambo, basically known as It's Alfonso Diambo in Facebook, an organic permaculture specialist, and I'm a founder member of M20 Community Organic Project, where our vision is working towards poverty eradication and being much supportive to the community members at large. We have a lot of stuff within our project. We grow cabbages, spinach, bulb onion, spring onion, and we also rear rabbits. Basically by now we have only one breed of rabbit, which is the New Zealand white breed. And in organic permaculture, basically we are much concerned on the keyhole garden, where I hope a good number of us are aware of the keyhole design in permaculture. Since it's a small garden, though it requires minimal materials to start and establish, it has good production in case of good maintenance. I think with the time, a good number of us who may have not done such a design will come to have some information and idea on constructing it. Lastly, our project is mostly community based. As you get the name as to be M20, we work towards supporting more than 20 members of the community, and with the time we expect to extend our hand of support to the nearby communities. As you know that action without direction is worthless. We work with the little materials that we have, and that's why our project is known to be more organic, so that at least, you know, within the community we have the low class, middle class and the higher class, but we want to incorporate almost everyone in the community so that most people should not feel that they are neglected. Otherwise, thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me take chance of introducing myself. I'm called Felix Akicho Dumo. I'm from Homa Bay. My Facebook name is called Felix Akicho, in bracket permaculture man. I practice permaculture and organic farming, whereby I started organic farming in 2017 after seeing that members of the community were not stable by having organic food within the area. So I do focus in 3 principles of permaculture. Even though there are 12, I just practice 3 of them, that is observe and interact, catch and store energy, and produce no waste. Apart from that, I do practice also ethics of permaculture. There are three ethics: fair care, earth care, and people's care. Fair share, earth care, and people's care. So with the project, I started a simple project called Kakayando Organic Farm, which has got an aim of eradicating poverty within the community of local area I'm living in Homa Bay, called Kochia. So that is the project I've been doing for now it's 3 years. We have got poultry keeping in the same project, rabbit production, whereby I do focus in what I got in the farm. Thank you very much.
I'm Vincent Opondo. I'm from Busia County, Butla Sub-County. I'm from a group called Tumaini CDO. Tumaini is a registered non-government organization, registered in the year 2015. Among the things we highlight in the community are jiggers, treatment of jiggers, support to the OVC. We highlight matters pertaining the elderly, persons living with disabilities. I want to put focus on persons living with disabilities in regard to the seed of freedom. This is because persons living with disabilities have been rejected, denied anything in the community. Those who are orphaned are denied their land. Their lands are taken by force. For example, I have a case of 3 orphans from the same family. These are people living with severe disabilities. When you go back to the community to ask the relatives, they want to know if these people are dead. So far, those cases have been executing successfully in collaboration with the government officers. So, as a charity organization, we are currently working in a ward to strengthen the OVCs, persons that are vulnerable in the community. We mobilize clusters under which we go and train them on farming, we train them on table banking, and as they save, we help them get loan from their savings. As we end this year, we had around 240,000 which we return to the farmers or those persons that attend our trainings. We raise cluster in every village in a ward. By so doing, we are able to uplift the living standard of these people. Under the seed of freedom, we will increase our performance. We will have more members joining the seed of freedom. And having worked with the person living with this disability, having known the national structure on how they are attended to, we realize that there are few officers in counties. If you send one officer in Kisumu County to attend to over 2,000 persons living with the disability, you realize a gap. There is a very big gap. You find a person living with the disability crawling in the streets. Why? Because there's only one officer in the county. So as a charity organization, we are highlighting those cases, not just for media, but we highlight with the intention of ending that case. We close a case that has got successful audience and successful assistance. The case we have today, we are pursuing the land of those children. We want the government to intervene so that the children, when they live where they are kept currently, they go back to their home, they are supported to live, to farm, and to get something to earn. We also have a good rapport with some schools that support the person living with disability. We take those children there to learn freely. Under this new organization, we intend to highlight this thing to make sure that these people are attended to. To those who are not disabled in the community, we train them on table banking, we train them on farming, and we ensure that there are weekly meetings under which they attend to be trained to learn to be entrepreneurs. We have passbooks like this one I'm holding in my hands, where they do savings. That member who attends our clusters is trained, the records of their funds are kept, and they go back with their passbook. We also create job opportunities for the learned young people in the community. We train them to go and spearhead those clusters, under which they get something small for their day-to-day activities. And I appreciate for this platform. I encourage more people to be more creative, to be more focused, so that the seed of freedom will be a seed that will grow to cover the entire nation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm Emmanuel Stunga from Bungoma County, from a very well-known place called Chwele. I work under Sichei Health for Life, and my main activity that I'm doing in Chwele and Bungoma at large, I'm doing anti-Zika campaign awareness. We normally expose the situation, we treat, and also we look for ways of how to sustain, or we call it a recovery stage, so that we do it once. Because if we don't make follow-ups, we normally see the reinvestation of GCAS. It normally happens. Therefore, what I want to request is that GCA activity, GCA awareness, it needs a lot of facilitation in terms of medication, and also sometimes logistics, like and also in the future I'm looking forward, we just need a center whereby all people suffering from GCAS can have an easy time to come to that center, and you can call it GCA rehab center, so that they can come there, we treat them, then give them the assistance that they need. Just to highlight on GCAS, it is caused by maybe lack of not being cleanliness, and also the environment. We have families that are smart, but still GCAS fleas can bite them. So we are looking for ways on how to improve on that, and through freedom, seeds of freedom, we want members in the community to be free from GCAS. Many people don't know that GCAS is becoming a disaster. It is a disaster. Even here in Kisumu, right now, if we announce for GCAS campaign here, you will be amazed, because these people, they are never treated in the hospital. They are only volunteers who are giving them assistance at their home. And mostly I do it in a voluntary way, so that I don't charge them. We don't charge them, so that we encourage them to come out and get assisted. Therefore, on the side of sustainability process, after recovery, we're also doing a bit of agribusiness or agriculture, or we are doing so that these people, they are poor, they are GCA infested, they have land, and they normally lease that land on a very cheap price. So instead of being in that poverty for a very long time, we also help them to grow food that can sustain them for a period of time. I have witnessed various families improving, coming out from GCAS infestation, and now they are able even to produce food, and their children are able to go to school. Therefore, it's a very big concern that seeds of freedom should engage, should give its weight to that activity. The second one, I'm also an environmentalist. I teach about environment. Environment is our surroundings. In our surroundings, we have things that can benefit us, and in our surroundings, you have people that can harm us. I hope you know when I mean the environment. Therefore, in the community, I'm engaging various groups. In fact, it's not only CHA Health for Life, but there are various communities. I'm targeting in a ward at least 200 groups, so that it can help to fight GCAS. I'm outsourcing the human resource. I want to have human resource on the ground, so that we train them, so that they can be able to assist and give reports on what they are doing on the ground. We want to have a clean environment. We want to have a free GCA community, and we want everyone to be able to sustain him or herself. Therefore, the areas that we need is initially, before we set a JICA center or a JICA rehab center, we need to put in place some mitigation and some logistics so that we can reach out to those homes and families that are being affected by JICAs so that they can get assisted, and also give them or show them to improve on what they are doing in terms of food crops. They need to sustain their lives. Therefore, I don't have much to say, but that is what I do in Bungoma. Thank you so much.
My name is Geoffrey Ouma for tree planting. I have my colleague who will explain more about tree planting. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Felix Ochieng, also known as Fels Oduor in Facebook. Talking about environment, we have 3 types of environment: natural, industrial, and social. And specifically, we are focused on natural environment. Talking about natural environment, we are majorly focused on planting trees. When it comes to planting trees, we had a dream of planting over 2 million trees. That is back on 2002. But up to now, we have failed because we have planted about 30,000 trees, which is not pleasant. But as we all know that our ozone layer has been affected by the unwanted activities of human beings, which brings a lot of problems into our country, specifically into our place where we are coming from. Like we are coming from Sia County, Rida, sub-county, where lots of people are dying of hunger because we lack rains. And we know trees act as, they attract rains for us to do what? To farm. So, in our group, what we majorly do is first, we train youths on trees planting. We encourage youth empowerment in that we have a nursery where we plant, we bring up tree seedlings, we distribute them freely to the people, and we plant them also freely. Once we train the youths on planting these trees, we encourage them to use the organic manures on planting them. And on that note, we also sell some to the buyers who are willing to buy, and we use the money on improving the living standard of our people in the area. So with those few remarks, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm Judith Abongo. That's the real name, but my FB name is Judith Karen. Okay, for me, I'm coming from a group called Gaza Kings. It is a youth group. It is both male and female, but ages between 18 to 35. The major thing we do there is poultry keeping, which we do so that youths cannot lack job. I think you know the country now. The job is not there. At the same time, I also deal with young women and girls. The thing I do is to empower them. There is an organization that we work with to empower these young women. The first thing we do is to teach these people on things that can benefit them. Not giving them something that they are going to use for a day or 2 days and then it's over. You give these people knowledge. You make these people, even if it is a business, help these people to rise. Not to give them even money, you go and eat it for a day, it's over. You make them learn. So what we do there, we teach them new technology, that's ICT. Another thing we do, we take them to do saloonists. There are those who are doing saloonists, there are those who are in catering. And then there are those who are willing, if you are willing to go to school, we take you for ECD. And then you do it. That's what we are doing. So with me in my group, the poultry farming, I'm working with Kennedy, who is coming from Asembo. But with me, I'm from Uyoma. Yes, I'm working with Geoffrey, agriculture, because agriculture and poultry, these things are working together. That's the only thing I can say. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Euphoria. I'm Atima. I'm from Webuye. I'm a poultry farmer. My vision is to develop and enhance my project as a competent person with high integrity, professionalism, and instill with strong work ethics with the ambition and desire to succeed in poverty eradication. Then, my objective is to engage in cherishing community that offers an opportunity for both poverty eradication, women empowerment, and personal growth. As you know, women we are known of giving birth. So my main objective is empowering women. When you empower a woman, it means there is continuity of the project. Even if I'll not be there tomorrow, it means that women empowerment will go on and on. Thank you.
I'm Josiah. I come from Kakamega County. I'm working with John Omondi. So thank you.
Good afternoon all. I'm Jesse Wafula from Bungoma County, from a group or business organization, Blue Cross Kanban. I am a landscaper by professional and I do mixed farming and environment. In my field, I do promote job opportunity to youth and women. And because it's a wide field, we do also we have the decorations, we have the fish farming, we have just many items inside there. So I want to join this organization to work together to see the objective and implement those objectives as per the Seeds of Freedom wants. That's all I want.
Good afternoon. Jerry Alan, working under Jesse. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Alwin Jereha from Bungoma. I work under Jesse Clyde Wafula under the Blue Cross Enterprise. We do invest our time in farming. Thank you.
I'm Jojo Mondi from Siaya County, Kaida District. I'm a member of Victoria Shore CBO. We have just started recently. I know we are working with Kenneth. He will explain more. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Douglas Mounde. On Facebook, I'm Douglas Mounde. I'm from Kisii County. In Kisii County, we are focusing on environment and general farming. That's all.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm called Andrew Mamu from Siaya County, Bondo Sub-County, Usire Village, but basically I'm based in Nairobi, Korokocho slums, where we have a community-based school there. We have it's more of an orphanage and a school, which we run together with the members of the community. I also have a group back in Bondo Sub-County where we do farming. Basically, we started doing the large-scale farming this year from the help of Seeds of Freedom. So we have kales, we have watermelons, we have cassava, maize are being harvested, and so on. So in our center, Red Hill Education Center, we provide education, the basic education for the unfortunate. Mostly the case that we have comes from the dump site, the Dandora dump site for those who have been around there, Korokocho slums, we have the Babadogo slums, and the slums within the environs of our locality. Basically, we get the kids from the dump site, we rehabilitate, we teach them, we give them food, we offer food for them, and again we give them shelter to some, especially the total orphans, and we give clothing to almost all of them. This is through well-wishers and friends of the Red Hill Education Center. That's what we are. Then we have our visions at Red Hill Education Center. Since we are in primary up to class 8, we are now looking on a way that we can move to a secondary school, a low-cost secondary school where our kids can go after finishing primary section. Because you find after that, because we get the kids from the dump site. After finishing class 8, like now I have two who are in prison because they had nowhere to go. So we are planning to have maybe a secondary school where we can take them, and maybe later we have a technical or a tertiary place where they can do computers, carpentry, and so on to make them productive in the society. Again, in my vision, we back in Bondo sub-county, I'm planning to have a bidding group for especially widows and orphans, where we do bidding works, which we do in Nairobi. We do it with the kids, but not in that large scale for selling. We just do it for fun. Now I'm seeing that if we get support, we create a big bidding work in Siaya County where we involve widows and orphans, which can sell the bids and get something, and even do more. We can even have the computer labs back in Siaya County where the kids and the mothers can learn how to use computer, because we are in the computer world. Again, I'm of the vision that we as members of Seeds of Freedom, at least one county, because we represent different counties, we have an orphanage. We adopt an orphanage where we can take our vegetables or fruits or chicken or eggs too, so that we have an institution we work together. Because just like we have orphans in Nairobi, we have orphans in Siaya, each county has an orphans. So we provide specific schools which deals with orphans. Our produce, maybe if we have the surplus, we can give to each school, so we partner together. We have exchange programs with the schools. Now orphans also, we request support for uniforms, learning stationaries like books, pens, because they are orphans, there are no one who is giving them. So I'm the person, because I'm the founder, I'm the one to look for the support from whichever place I'll get to provide this. So if maybe we get a support on the same, we really appreciate. And also we start like income generating projects, like now the poultry farming, which doesn't need a lot of space. We can do it in town. And also the upgrading of our structures and computer lab, or just a small room where we have computers where kids can learn how to use computers. One of them, we have many achievements, but the one which is standing now, that last year we have one of our students which we started with, who is now graduating, who graduated last year at Nairobi University Medical School. So that's one of my achievements as the founder of Red Hill Education Center so far. But we have many who are in tertiary institutions, primary, and others are in secondary. And we hope that more achievement will come through the support of you members and our great ladies who are in the Canada. Thank you for the time.
Yes, my name is Effie Jerry Wekesa, and my official name is Euphemia. I've been with Seeds of Freedom for a long time, and I was introduced by Leslie, and also I would like to thank them for bringing us this far. In Seeds of Freedom, I've been up to vegetable growing, and this came about with the idea of Chrissy after COVID-19 hit the entire world. And in vegetable growing, we have been planning to do upright gardening. That is when going to do with the slums, we are going to introduce how we can get the soil, maybe in sacks, in jerry cans or bottles, so that we can do the vegetables. And also dealing with the elders, the sick, because it is a source of immune boosting. Also, we are doing with giving out the seeds directly to the community, giving to other farmers to plant, despite the fact that we share what we have. What I plant, I share out a third. I share out to orphanage homes. I share out to the less fortunate, those people who don't have land. And also we want to introduce the vulnerable groups that will deal with the, maybe who will help out to do the farming and also give out for free, and they can sell a quarter or what they think they can sell, maybe to get some income. Also in vegetable planting, we choose whom to give. The donors don't tell us whom to distribute to, where to take our resources, that maybe it's the output. Also, we are planning to invest and generate with the future funding of the project. That is, if it's possible, we are still working together, and after maybe COVID, we'll still do the vegetable, and we're not planning to leave the project anytime soon. Thank you.
Asanteni sana. Okay, my name is Kenneth Omundo Chiem. I come from Sia County. I'm the founder member of Victoria Shores, and I also work with so many people from my team. Okay, they are not so many, but I have 2 of them from my team. So what we have been doing is we have been engaged in agriculture, of which we include even aquaculture. We are planning to have what we call the fish cage in the lake. So this is under what we call aquaculture. We have vegetables, even though we have not been given the funding to do so, but we have been using out of our pocket to fund this little project like vegetable farming. We do distribute the vegetable, 30% of it, and the rest, 70%, we do sell. And from this, out of the sale, we buy seed and fertilizers, and the vegetable continue. So under that department, we have 2, aquaculture and vegetable. Under the talent search, we also have sports. We have a team, a club, a very big one, composed of youths, and we are trying to discover their talents that they have. So that is under the talent search. We also have what we call the health. Under the health, we are doing what we call HIV education. We do conduct HIV education. We do the linking for those who are found positive, and those who are negative, we are also encouraging them to be negative, to continue to be negative by using condoms, all other measures, so that they can remain negative. And the same health, you know very well that we have a pandemic, and that pandemic we are trying to fight it in our CBO, in our organization. We do make the soaps using the locally available ingredients, and through that we distribute the soap to the locals to continue fighting what we call the corona. So under health, we also have another department, what we call the environment. Under the environment, we have been working very closely with Geoffrey. Geoffrey is here. We have been working very closely with him. We have been planting trees, giving the trees free of charge to the community to plant, and even engaging them, calling out some of the experts to come and help the community in planting trees, and even educating them on the importance of the trees. So apart from that, we have also been engaged in what we call the plastic collections. So we don't want our rivers to be clogged by the plastic. So we collect them, we create what we call the centers, and whereby we encourage people to drop their plastic after they use it. So from there, we pick it from there, we recycle it by making these flower pots people use in the houses. We do sell, and out of the sale, we do give back to the community.
So my CBO is called Victoria Shows, but under that CBO, we also form another group with Geoffrey called Mabinju Powers. That Mabinju Powers deal with the environment. I wish we had time, we could have elaborate more on that, but we formed it with Geoffrey Mabinju Powers. So under the Victoria Shows, we operate in 2 counties still. We operate in Siaya, and we also have another branch in Migori where we do the vegetables, we do support the orphans and the vulnerables. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and also thank Chrissy, Patty, and Leslie for their support. They have been very much instrumental in my life, because through all these things that I've been doing, I've been getting support from Chrissy, from Leslie, and from Patty. Thank you so much for organizing this wonderful meeting.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name are Owino Michael, aka Mikirini. I'm an artist by profession and a founder member of Burudani Band and Burudani Stars Empire. In regards with Seeds of Freedom, first I would like to recognize the support from Leslie, Chrissy, and Patty. These people have made it so easy for us, because they've tried as much as it was not easy for them to support all of us, but they stood with us. Thank you so very much. I started this journey once I met Leslie on social media, and she told me her dream and her vision in this world, and I told her that I'm sharing the same thing with her. Then later she introduced me to Chrissy. I was living in Mombasa, not even in Mombasa, in Kilifi. Then I decided to be selfless and follow my dream. That's when I traveled in my ancestral land in Funyula, Busia. So March I started to work in Busia doing vegetables. As we've been told here, we decided to do vegetables so that we can support vulnerable families, so that they don't suffer due to the effects of corona. As the time goes, many members came into board, and I decided to come up with something that I was really born to do. That is music and entertainment. When I decided to come up with an idea that I want to come up with a studio that will be recording songs for these young guys who are talented. As you all know, entertainment is the most paying industry right now in the whole world. It is paying good, and it can also change. It can change one family. Once we get a talent, once we nurture a talent from one vulnerable family or a poor family, this person can change the entire family and the entire community. For example, we know Bahati comes from ghetto. Willie Paul. These guys are big names right now, but they came from really bad grounds. So this studio that I'm going to open, I'm with a vision to open it the coming year 2021 from February. I'm working on it, and it's going to serve in all the regions that members are coming from. Be it Homa Bay, Kisumu, Siaya. We are going to start, and we will have all our branches so that we support. And annually we'll be having events that these events will be giving awards, and in these events will be involving the government and other bodies that also can support our dreams locally and our vision. That's all I'm planning. I believe where you are right now, at least you know a kid with talent, but they are coming from very family that they try to raise their hands. You know our logo. Our logo is where somebody is raising a hand. Like for me, why I decided this, I started music in 2013. I've raised my hand for somebody to support me. Some came in, but due to financial problems, they ran away. So I want us to stand and make somebody that will make someone as generation goes. You know, we can't do everything, but we can do one thing to change the life of a person. And our members, thank you so much for sacrifice, brothers and sisters. You sacrifice for being selfless to stand for a community. It is not easy to stand for your community. Most of youth at the village, I know they stand for themselves and their homes to change. But getting a young girl, a young boy, or a father standing for a community is amazing. I will urge you to go ahead, spearhead, do it in your community, do beyond your community. As we are, we stand together and we collaborate with each other. It doesn't matter. When you're getting a problem in your sector, I will not run away because I'm not doing poultry. At studio, we'll be recording songs. If I have good money in my bank and Leslie and Chrissy can't support, then the money is in studio. We are one family. Ask for this money and we will help you, because we'll come up with a CBO where we will be doing a merry-go-round like a chama. We'll be seeing how we will be doing funding like we can do in a monthly. We contribute 1K per person, then we'll discuss on how to do that one so that we can also be stable and make sure locally we organize ourselves and make sure our dream gets to the peak. Thank you, and those are my rewards. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. It's afternoon, huh? So good afternoon. My name is Irene Obura. I run this small business. Thank you so much for the opportunity to host you. I'm glad. The business is fairly new, that's why it has a few challenges. But with you around, we hope it will be better in future. I'm a farmer, I do poultry farming, and I learned through this group, through my friend Ken, and I told him that I would be interested to join you people. So other than farming, I also do other things. I work in Busia County, but I'm a farmer. I do poultry farming, a lot of it. So mkinikaribisha, I will be glad.
We have elect our maybe the person who act as the chairperson, secretary, and if possible, chairman, so that when we have such an event, the coordination runs smoothly through the channels. Because we took like 3 months deciding where to Zoom, link, when. So when we have an office where we channel the communication, I think it would be better. The authority now is looking on NGO fundings, and we are delivering with the government. Like 1 acre fund, there were NGO, but because of some ABCD, they converted to a company. So I think I'm of doing we do a company, but it's the name remains that in the city or the business. And it's so easy to manage also, especially when you want funds, public funds, foreign funds, you have issues with the government.
As an NGO, it will enable us to help, since we don't have that mentality of making a profit. I don't think there are so many NGOs operating in Kenya here. So we just need to form an NGO, an umbrella, because since we have a different organization in our group, we can form an umbrella NGO which can unite us together and also help us to achieve our goals. Going the company way, it will mean that we are here to make a profit. I understand the laws of the companies is quite different with the NGO. So if we decide to go to NGO way, then we stick to it, because company, I'm seeing something hiding there, like making a profit. But here we are not making a profit. We are helping the society.
Although the government might have appeared to be overstretching, let's find out why is the government clamping down NGOs. I support the formation of NGO because we have CBOs. It's easy for us to have an MOU between the CBOs to come together and form an NGO, rather than an NGO beginning from zero. We realize in Busia with the CBOs in Ugenya and all those areas. So we write an MOU agreeing to affiliate our CBOs to this NGO. It will be easy. Going for NGO is very easy. We are already on the ground. So it's just coming together,
writing an MOU and submitting for registration. That's my opinion.
I have a different issue on that NGO. My opinion is that I would like, even though we're going to form it as this one as an umbrella, but I would suggest that after electing those who interim, that is the chairperson, the treasurer secretary, and those officials, then we go to county level. As here, we represent 10 counties. Then at the county level, each of them should at least select one representative to represent their county in that board. Otherwise, they...
Because one, an NGO is a separate entity from the government. And if we are going in for a company, we are dealing with two different things here. Because I think there is one who is dealing with macadamia for maybe export. And if we're exporting something as a group, then I think we need maybe the feedback about the finance and everything. And two, we are also doing, we are not making any profit. We are giving back to the society, maybe I say. And now this one links directly to the NGO. And an NGO being shut down, it depends with the objective of what was maybe prescripted in the first written document when they were presenting for registration. So I think we also need to understand the position of our donors, what they're up to. Do they want to make any profit, or maybe the profit will come back to the registered separate entity? Will it come in full? Will have they to maybe keep something, maybe if they support us on another project? We are dealing with different projects. So it's a bit confusing to decide without maybe their opinion on their funding, or if they have more donors or sponsors to work with us.
I think Leslie and Chrissy, they are still not enough. They are thinking they're still not enough. Even this meeting is going to mobilize a lot of donors to come in. This is a vision for us to come up with an NGO. Like even in her statement there, she's talked about Alice diocese. That Alice have reached a level where she can now be giving back to community, but we are still building. So for us as here, what we can decide is our CBO. Because what I believe in, no matter how much we want to help those guys or to help these vulnerable, the people we are helping, we also need our stability. So we need to focus much, as we focus on the NGO issue, we also need to look our affairs. Okay, we build our stability that will give us more power to go on with this journey we've started. I think as we discuss here of more of CBO, then NGO, Leslie will give us more light about it. We can just decide if it's important for us. When we say it is important, then they know. They're still trying to seduce more donors to come on board, because it needs a lot of funds. We've listened to the vision and dreams of whatever we are going for. It's a big thing, so we need more people.
On CBO, when we go on CBO, then we're talking about sub-county, because CBO doesn't go beyond sub-county, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Sub-county. One county. So that means we will not be in the same umbrella, all of us. Then again, ita mgeni kwa meza kule mpaka mgeni anakula mpaka unashangaa kama yeye ndio ulimpikia. They have invited us in the organization. Yeah. Let us be more serious than them. Let them look for funds. Because huko sio kama huko kwetu. They will look for it. So we make them look for it. whether we go NGO, we go CBO, we go what, now they will wake up in any way to look for funds to make it happen. I think our aggressiveness will make them expand their minds.
To ask you, maybe you give us a way how we can go aggressive to make them.
Through this NGO.
Thank you, sir.
Inaitwa Bell Bottom. And registering an NGO is around $160. $160. And that office is not corrupt. I have helped some few friends of mine who have registered. As long as you give your objectives well, they'll tell you this one is possible, this is not possible. And also let me just give it, you know, when we are talking about giving back to the community, it's only through an NGO that we can give back to the community. And then another thing I'll suggest, if we get a name, let them help us develop a website. Another thing, a website. Now through that website, all these departments, they'll be under there. You see now, where you are, if I fall under organic, I'll share my need there under the organic. So if they can source for donors, they look under organic.
If that my CBO is agreeing to partner with the Seed of Freedom, so that you can have a starting place. As we live here, we assign someone to write a document that all these CBOs will sign, binding us together, serving together, agreeing to work together with the transparency. Because it might not necessarily be here. There are CBOs that are on paper, that are on Facebook, but when you go to the community, they don't exist. I work in the community, we are called for trainings. People have a good paper, good briefcase, but go to their community. Those are just stories and downloaded photos they post on Facebook. So can you have a document that my CBO that exists in Butula Busia is agreeing that is doing this and this and this, and is agreeing to partner with the Seeds of Freedom. In case I breach the agreement, Seeds of Freedom can do what? Delete that agreement. They can terminate the agreement. So that from there, these guys will go back to the community and streamline the things that are not existing on the ground. They will initiate something on the ground if it's not there. After all CBOs are now functioning on the ground as we require, we will now do what? Come up with the NGO. And when we come up with the NGO, it must represent the picture of all the counties here. It should not be a temporary office of guys from Busia. When we elect a temporary office or those who will be in place, it must be an image of all the representatives here. Na isikuwe ni ya wanaume peke yao, isikuwe ni ya wanawake peke yao. Let all the members be represented. So I request for a document that's binding us together.
But now, just as Vincent has said, let us bring our CBOs together, then have an MOU. But first of all, every member should know the vision, the mission of freedom, or of Seeds of Freedom. I think you know it. Yeah, we want to empower our community, as most of you have said, farming, orphanage, beakers, others are doing what? Yeah, they are saying so many things, music and everything. Therefore, and also another opinion, I've seen also a self-help group growing to a foundation. Also a foundation can go beyond borders. So as we do research, we are going to assign someone, because we cannot do it here at once, so that either a either an NGO or a foundation. A foundation also works very well. I have seen one growing from East Africa, and now it is operating in Africa. Therefore, I suggest that let us do a research on a foundation and an NGO. That's my point.
When I come to the point, we are talking about forming a group. I think the first thing you should do, start with whatever you have. Let us start with the WhatsApp group, then the rest will follow. Because when you want to do 10 things at a time, it will not happen. Let us start with the WhatsApp group. After that WhatsApp group, I think people will be talking in that group. then get people's views. After that, those views there, see what the next step to do. If they have agreed in the CBO, well and good. If it is an NGO, it is well and good. But here, CBO, NGO, we will talk too much but will not come into
That or we vote.
Again.
Or acclamation can do that.
As we do that, can we have a structure of that leadership first?
Homa Bay can meet with their leader, Busia can meet with their leader, because there's some things that can be solved regionally, ambapo itabeba sisi wote. There are some things that can be solved as per county, as per your county. Kakamega vile tuko hapa. Or what do you say?
So we go nationally first.
We go nationally first, then we come down to counties.
Trans Nzoia is not represented there. Nairobi is not represented there. Migori is not represented there.
Kisii.
And Kisii is not represented there. So we can debate from Busia, Trans Nzoia, Nairobi, Kisii, and Migori.
The vision was to come from that list. Now, what got the confusion was that the ladies were not presented. I read in the counties we have already all representatives, and we are all men. That's why we decided for two positions to go for ladies. So was Kennedy among the
yeah.
Now for organizing,
he's
organizing
representing,
can
yeah.
go to anybody.
Okay, the office that is taken for Bungoma should be retained because it's a lady and a woman.
When I'm not around, he's much. Sometimes I'm around, he can head. We'll just be twinkling and mingling. Thank you so much for the trust. Pray for us so that things go well, good with us. Okay? And we will also supporting any other person that is elected, and we will respect them. Thank you, my brother. Okay.
Niko hapa kusimamia wajane.
She's here to stand for the widows
Na watoto na yatima.
and the orphans. Yeah, and we've elected her to be the representative.
Edith Shijei, Kakamega County.
Her name is Edith CJ. She comes from Kakamega County and she's very happy to work with us, and she's willingly to make sure that everything that is organized within our party will work.
Thank you.
From Siaya County, Rarieda Sub-County. Okay, what I do for a living is keeping poultry and vegetable farming. In Seeds of Freedom, I've been elected as the secretary, so I'll be a leader leading my fellow members. I do appreciate the donors of the Seeds of Freedom, Leslie, Pat, and Chrissy, for what they have really done to us, empowering women and the girl child in Kenya. I do appreciate them and thank you very much for all that you have done to us. Thank you.
I come from Migori, but I do operate also in Siaya County. I have a CBO called Victoria Shores CBO, which operate in 2 counties. We are dealing in different things. We handle health, we handle talent search, which is including sports. We also do the poultry keeping. We have vegetables, which we do, including the aquaculture in Lake Victoria. So here I'm here as a representative from Migori, since I cannot represent two counties at the same time. So I'm very grateful to the Seed of Love, the Seed of Freedom, mostly to Chrissy, Patty, and Leslie for their support. They have been good to us in terms of the ideas that they are helping me in terms of the ideas. I do women empowerment, which involve making the reusable parts, which help the ladies. I do distribute to them free of charge to help them to maintain their cleanliness and hygiene.
I come from Kisii County. In Kisii County, with my group, we do permaculture farming. Also, we do poultry farming. And I'm very proud to be associated with Seeds of Life because it's creating an impact in our village. Also, people are very happy because of the sustainability they are getting from the group. Today, I'm very happy to be chosen as a Vice Secretary, and I promise to work very diligently. Thank you.
I'm coming from Siaya County, Mabinju village. In this Seed of Freedom, I was introduced here by Madam Leslie, and I'm doing poultry keeping as the main project. And towards that, I'm doing poultry keeping as the main project, and also practice farming as a for subsistence use. Then from that, Madam Leslie has supported me, e.g. in buying seeds and also chemicals for spraying the seeds. I appreciate that and I thank her. The last thing, for today's event, I am happy and I really enjoyed, and I would like to appreciate them, that is Leslie, Patty and Chrissy, for sponsoring this wonderful meeting. Also today, I've been elected as the Assistant Organizing Secretary. As we all know that the meeting for today, I was the one who organized it. Now I'm very grateful for members for giving me that chance to continue with that job. Otherwise, thank you and God bless you.
From Bungoma County, I'm representing the Vice Chairman position in the Seat of Freedom, and I'm happy and I'll work with my loyalty to achieve all objectives that's under Seat of Freedom. So I believe under my leadership, we will grow, we will go far, we will build community confidence in our leadership, and whichever way all difficulties, I believe we'll be able to manage to a next level. As Leslie mentioned that in the next 50 years, this thing will appear like it's for yesterday. So I believe things will be different. Now I'm 8-month-old in Seat of Freedom. Since I was running my NGO and enterprises, I've done a lot with the line of Seat of Freedom, where Liz approached me through social media, and we agreed with some 1, 2, 3 things how we can work together, and that's how the journey started. But see, now I'm okay. I know the objectives and I know the purpose of the Seat of Freedom.
I come from Bungoma County. It has been successful, and I would like to thank our donors for organizing such an event financially, morally, and even being with us physically through Zoom. It has had an impact because we are going back to the society to help others know what we discussed, and to also create impact on them, helping them. Like I am in the field of farming. I do vegetable farming. I'm going to practice more and also encourage people to do it, because when you are not going to take vegetables, as your medicine, then you'll take medicine as your vegetable.